What's up, everybody in YouTube land? Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get into this most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. What are you guys feeling about this season? You know what I'm noticing each episode, like remember like the first 3 seasons of Love and Marriage where every episode was like action packed and juicy? It's not giving that, and I'm struggling with like these reviews, but I really, again, I want to be consistent, but the episodes are not giving the same juice that we were getting in the first seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I feel like each episode has like a good 10 minutes of like very much action packed juiciness, and it's been traditionally towards the end of the episode. Perhaps it's because our boy Carlos King is so concerned with the Real Housewives of Atlanta and shading Candy every chance he gets. Maybe that's why these episodes are lackluster. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think if you agree in the comments. Carlos, I like you, but Love and Marriage Huntsville ain't it. And DC is absolutely not it. I am excited about Detroit, though. I'm going to be watching that, see what's going on in the D. But yeah, I mean, we're going to just try to get to the most important parts of this episode. So let's just get into it. So, the episode starts with Melody, and she's meeting with some of her mentees. And she is going over, explaining to them how property preservation works. I will say this. I'm always indifferent, or I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with Melody, but I do love to see her in this element. I think she's a great speaker. I think she's really good at teaching and motivating people. And I do enjoy seeing Melody in this, in this element of helping people with the property preservation, the different real estate, elements of real estate, etc. So she's doing that, and when she does that, my boo Kimmy comes. They're chit-chatting, and they are, Kimmy's kind of updating Melody on like where she's at with her health, and then what happens at the I almost said album release, child. Not the album release, but the magazine cover release celebration that Martell had. Let me tell you how much of a real one Kimmy is. And this is why I love Kimmy, besides the fact that she's always so logical and objective, and I admire that about her. She said in one of her confessionals that Melody expressed to me that she doesn't want to hear like about Martell's love life, and I can appreciate that, and I want to respect her wishes. That's the real one, okay? You know how when you're going through a breakup or whatever, and you tell your girl, like, look, don't tell me about what this Negro is doing. Like, for my mental health and my, moving forward and my sanity, like, I don't want to hear about it. And Melody apparently told Kimmy that, and Kimmy is sticking to it. And that's how you know she's a real one, because she's like, look, that's code for, look, we on this TV show, but I'm still going to hold you down. And I'm not going to try to make a moment just for TV. You said that you don't want to talk about Martell, so I'm going to respect that. So hats off to Kimmy for that, because a lot of people in reality TV should take note. Like, don't sell your friend down the river and do something to make them uncomfortable, Giselle Bryant, just for TV. So I love Kimmy, my soror, my boo. And I just wanted to point that out because that was just fantastic. So anyway, but she's updating her about the party, and she's kind of she asked her, she says, well, were you expecting like that situation from Stormy's mom at the tea? This is before she gets into the party. She was like, because I wasn't expecting, like, Stormy's mom, a couple episodes kind of came at Melody, and Melody's like, well, I wasn't expecting that either. Like, I don't know where all that smoke came from. And so, Stormy's like, well, what's going on with, Kimmy says, well, what's going on with you and Stormy? And of course, Melody's acting oblivious, which is annoying. Like, Melody, you have beef or an issue, because beef might be too strong. There's an issue with you and Stormy. I wish you would acknowledge it and just move forward or whatever. Like, I hate when Melody acts like, I don't know what's going on. Girl, you and Stormy have an issue. A blind man can see that. And so Melody's continuing to act like ain't nothing going on with her and Stormy. Like, she hadn't been shading Stormy and ignoring her and acting like Stormy doesn't exist. Like, I don't know her. And it's really kind of annoying. But that's Melody. Melody, that's her MO. That's what she does. And then Kimmy also says, well, I thought Kiki and Tiffany kind of squashed their beef because they were still beefing. And so Melody's like, really? Oh my, whatever. So, Kimmy just kind of lets her know, like, they're still beefing, there's still an issue. So the little tea and the little get together that you guys had at your house really ain't work. So she's just kind of letting her know what happened at Martell's thing. Okay, and so then in the next scene, because we just gonna run right through these so we can get to the juicy part at the end. Tiffany and Stormy meet up, and Tiffany, I guess, feels a way that Stormy brought up some of the issues with Kiki and kind of, rolled out the red carpet for like the text conversation for Kiki to bring up the text and Tisha to chime in, etc. So Tiffany confronts Stormy about that, and Stormy's like, look, well, you guys still have an issue. We can't fix it until we move forward, etc., etc. And so they kind of talk about, the little back and forth that they had at Martell's thing. I think it's stupid. This is my thing. It's like we're trying to force fetch to happen. Like we're trying to force Kiki and Tiffany to get along. And obviously Tiffany made it very, very clear in the beginning of the season, like, I don't see it for you because I saw what you're capable of with your cousin. And it's okay to not like each other. Like, it is okay. You don't have to like everyone. As long as everybody respects each other, you don't have to like everybody. Like, it is fine if you guys don't like each other. But it's like they're trying to force Tiffany and Kiki to like each other. And I don't think it's I don't see it happening. And the funny part is neither of them are Miss Congeniality. Neither of them are very likable for different reasons. I think Tiffany just runs off at the mouth. She doesn't have any type of discretion she doesn't think about what she says before she says it, right? And then Kiki, she's just a shady bitch. Like, Kiki, you just came onto the scene being shady, being backhanded to your cousin. You're not trustworthy. And then you deny it and act like you don't do anything. You what's the word that I'm looking for? What is it that Kiki does? You gaslight the hell out of us, Kiki. You gaslight us and make us think that we're not seeing a blue sky, and you tell us it's red when we know it's blue. You know what I mean? Like, we know that you are shady and you're trying to like make us see otherwise. And so neither one of them are likable. I don't think they're gonna like each other. I'm over it. I hope that throughout this whole entire season, we're not gonna continue every episode with Kiki and Tiffany like at each other's throat. Like, I'm so over it. Like, I'm over talking about it. I'm over it. But so then Tiffany tells Stormy in the same conversation about her and Sheree's conversation. So she's kind of, giving her the rundown, telling her the questions she asked Sheree. And then she tells, which I thought this was real shady. Tiffany, you so shady. It's funny because sometimes I'm like, is Tiffany cool with Melody or not? Or I don't know if Tiffany just has no type of cut cards on who she, gets at. Like, everybody could get it type of thing. But Tiffany tells Stormy, which, that Stormy just was eating it all up. She's like, well, you know that Melody went to Sheree's book signing and asked her for an autograph and a picture and all of this stuff. And so then Stormy's like, oh, so Melody's a fan. And Tiffany was like, yeah, she's a fan. I mean, I just call it like I see it. I mean, would you go to someone's book signing and then ask them for a autograph or in a picture if you weren't a fan of them? She kind of has a point. If this is true now, which Sheree said it, so I don't see why Sheree would lie about it. And I don't think when Sheree said it, I don't think she said it in a shady way. She was just like, oh no, I mean, I kind of met her at my book signing. She came up to me, asked for a picture. Also, we don't know if this was before or after Martell. Something tells me that it was before Martell, because if you know Melody like I know Melody, no, I'm just playing. I said it like Melody's my girl. But no, I'm just saying, like, we all know Melody from the TV, and Melody seems like she would have way too much pride, even if she does like Sheree, to post Martell, like knowing that Sheree and Martell are dating, to go up to Sheree and ask her for her picture. I don't doubt. I think that happened before Martell. Sheree just probably forgot to leave that. She left that part out, right? So anyway, so again, they're talking about how, Melody's a fan, and again, it's shady, but Tiffany has a point. I mean, I'm not gonna go up to, I'm trying to think of who I don't really care for. Taylor Swift. Not that I don't like her, but it's like I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift. So if I saw her at the mall, I'm not going to be breaking my neck to go up to her and ask her for an autograph or a picture. I'm not even sure if I would try to get a picture if she directly walked right past me. But we bumped elbows. Just because I'm not a fan of hers doesn't mean she's not great. Doesn't mean she's one of the most popular people on the planet. I'm not a fan, so I'm not going to ask for a picture. But if I am a fan of you, I'm going to ask. So, again, I'm just curious about the timeline of when the Picturegate happened. When did Melody ask Sheree for the picture? Because my spidey senses are telling me that it was before she knew Sheree and Martell were dating, whatever they're doing. So anyway, so that was just funny. Tiffany and Stormy had a little kiki, a little shady moment. And then, Tiffany got her little laughs on and whatever, right? So, then Kiki and Tisha. Kiki and Tisha are in the car and they're talking or whatever, right? And so this was the key. They're talking about everything that's happening and then just getting right to it. Basically, Tisha tells Kiki, and then did they say the guy's name? I want to say they might have said the gentleman's name, but basically Tisha tells Kiki in the car, Tiffany better back the F up before I start spraying all of her business about this alleged man that she's cheating with. See, this is the kicker about Tiffany. Tiffany has so many skeletons in her closet. It's like you are living in a glass house and throwing all of the stones, girl. You have done the dirt, you have done all the things, and you know what? I'm not even gonna say this on here. I'm not even gonna say what I was just thinking because the lady's pregnant. I'm sure it's big lose, right? But she's allegedly cheating. If you're allegedly cheating, or you even know rumors are out there, because I'm sure if Tisha knows, Tiffany knows that there's rumors out there about her. Why are you going around talking about people cheating and asking questions to Sheree, giving Sheree the third degree about her relationship with Martell, and then talk about Tisha don't got no business sense and this and this and that with Tisha and Marsau, and you have alleged cheating rumors, girl. Tisha said you better back up off of her before she starts singing like a bird, okay? Tiffany, you need to zip it. This is why I be telling my daughter, sometimes you just gotta be quiet. Just shh. Like, Tiffany, you need to stop speaking so much. Just stop talking, Tiffany. Okay? Okay? All right. So, we just gonna jump right to the end of the episode because there's a lot of filler. Kimmy was talking to Maurice about Monster not doing, who cares? Kimmy, I love you, but I don't care about Monster not doing his chores. I just don't care about that. I care about your cancer journey and things like that, but I could care less about Monster. So we're not even going to get into that. So Marsau's always a treat when he has scenes with Martell. So he comes, or they're at Black, which is, Marsau's restaurant. Martell comes and they're studying. Martell, side note, how many times you gonna take this test though? What is wrong with you? It seems like you've taken this test 8 times. What are you doing wrong? Look, when I took my real estate test, because I only took it once because I was not going to take it again, okay? And the real estate test is hard, but I refused. I took it and passed the state and the national test on the first try because I wasn't taking that again. Martell, get you some flashcards. Get you some flashcards, boo. And put the terms on it. Study that. Do that. I'm trying to give you some advice because clearly you need a little bit of, help because you didn't take this test 11 times and you're not passing it. Get you some flashcards. And then, research courses on the builder's course or whatever it is that you're trying to get this license. When you're in the car, listen to it while you're driving. Don't listen to music. Listen to that. You need to study all day long, because like you're not studying, Martell. I'll give you one time to fail. This is not the bar exam, dude. Like, get it together. But anyways, getting back on track. So Marsau is there to help Martell to pass this damn test finally. And, they're talking, and then Tiffany comes. So remember, Martell has been like steaming on the inside because of, the conversation that Sheree told him that Tiffany, had with her. So she comes, and, he pulls her chair out. He starts with love. He's a gentleman at first. And then, they're talking about her being with child or whatever. And so, Tiffany's like, so what's your highlight? What was your highlight of your party? And so Martell's like, you know what? The highlight of the party actually happened the next day. So she's like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, because Sheree told me about your conversation that you had. And so, he kind of lets her know, like, I talked to Sheree. She put me on game. She told me that you came at her crazy, which Tiffany, you did. So let me pose this question to you guys real quick. Is it wrong for a man to confront a woman, if it's respectfully? Is it wrong for a man to confront a woman about anything, ever? Because, you see the debate and everything, especially a woman who is married. So I feel two ways about this. Firstly, I don't necessarily think in this situation there was anything necessarily wrong with Martell coming to Tiffany to ask her, girl, why did you do that? Like, why did you do? I don't feel like he had to like go to Lou first. However, I kind of don't like the tag teaming element of it. I kind of wish that Martell would have done that privately with it. Because first of all, you already know Marsau's a whole goofball. He's going to turn the situation into a joke. He going to ad-lib like he was ad-libbing every chance he get, like, girl, what? And you did that? And whatever he was saying, because Marcel's a whole fool. And he was ad-libbing on all of the things, like I'm sure that would have annoyed me if I was Tiffany and she's pregnant and everything else. You want to keep low stress. Although you would think that since she's pregnant, she wouldn't be so reckless with her mouth. But nonetheless, is it wrong that he said anything to her? Again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with him. I hate the word confront, because confront always like, it sounds bad, right? When you confront somebody, it makes it seem like it got rah-rah and everything. And I don't really think, honestly, that Martell, I think he was respectful in his approach. I think that, he didn't raise his voice. He didn't call her out of her name. He just asked her, like, did you say this? Why would you say this? Like, why would you say that? Like, and Tiffany, you cannot be reckless and then expect nobody to say nothing to you. You can't like pop off and think that you can go to his girl and then he can't ask you why you did it. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair for you to have went and asked all of the invasive questions that you asked Sheree, and then you expect him to not ask you why you did that. And y'all y'all kind of have a rapport, your husband's cool with him. And again, this is a show, so you want to make it juicy, but you can't do that and expect Martell to not say anything to you, as long as he's respectful. And I think that he was. I don't think that Martell asked her in any type of disrespectful way. He pulled her. He was a gentleman when she came, and he just was like, he told her, like, I don't think that it was appropriate that you did that. And he also said at the end, like, I'm going to have a conversation with your husband, just because, like, Tiffany, you were doubling down on everything. Like, you took responsibility for it. Like, I'll give you that. But you definitely was like, yeah, I said it. And you were trying to like justify, well, I thought that, almost like I can bring them together. I thought that, girl, goodbye. Like Martell said, he was like, I'm not even cool with Melody. So why would you think that you could, have some type of bridge for Melody and Sheree to meet in the middle when I'm not even cool with Melody right now. Like, girl, you know I'm beefing with Melody, so why the hell would Sheree be cool with her? Like, you knew what you was doing. Like stop. Just own all of it. You kind of own 75% of it. Be like, I was being messy. Like, don't try to like say what you did, but it was out of love. No, girl, there was no love behind that. It wasn't. And then Martell was kind of like, you know, and you asked her like, how does it feel with being a cheater? And he was like, well, you were a cheater. And he was like, well, so if I'm a cheater, does that make me always a cheater, or did I cheat? And he was like, well, if that's the same for me, then it's the same for you. However, Martell, you had a whole baby. Like, I don't know how long Tiffany was cheating or what was the background to that, but Martell, your cheating was really bad. So like, I don't want you to make it like Tiffany's cheating was equivalent to yours, because it wasn't. Like, yours was like real bad. Like, real bad. Like, you had a whole 5-6 year relationship on the side and you had a whole baby. Tiffany, from my understanding, didn't cheat in the manner that you did. So Martell, like, stop. But I mean, I get the gist of what the point you were trying to make. Again, it's that whole, like, don't live in a glass house and throw stones. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. Bottom line is Tiffany was dead wrong. And I don't disagree, Martell, that you should have confronted her, because I think you were justified in confronting her. However, Marsau didn't need to be there. That's what I don't like. It's like the double teaming thing. And I'm sure Tiffany probably would have received it better, because like all the smart comments were coming from Marsau. Like, because Marsau can't help himself. Like, he's got to be silly and goofy, which I love and appreciate. I love a good laugh and a good joke and a good, whatever. But not at the expense of when it's like two men speaking to a woman. Like, that's the part that I didn't like. So I'm just curious about what you guys think about that. That was like the most interesting part. I mean, you really could like fast forward to like the last 13 minutes of the episode. I'm just saying, because that was my favorite. Like, I got a good cackle out of that. Marsau always makes it good, so I will give him that, because he always makes me laugh. But again, it was just the 2-on-1 thing. So anyway, that's all I got for Love and Marriage, y'all. That's all I have. Next week, or actually this week, Saturday, it looks like Martell and Big Lou get into it and almost get into a fight, which, I mean, it's Martell, so what else do we expect? He's always fussing with somebody. But yeah, so it looks like, again, it's gonna be juicy. I guarantee y'all it's gonna be the last 10 minutes of the next episode, because that's kind of how these recent seasons of Love and Marriage are. It's like the very end of the episode, that's when it gets good. So anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Please like and subscribe. Make sure that you support and stick with me on growing my YouTube channel. I'm really enjoying doing these videos and giving you guys reviews. I will be going to the Cayman Islands this week, so I'm definitely going to give you guys a travel vlog with some cute little pictures and everything. This is my first time going to the Cayman Islands, so I'm very excited. So I want to bring you guys with me and share my experiences on the island with you guys. So yes, have a beautiful rest of your week, and thank you for sticking in with me. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.